Clem Kaufman in the chase position. Substat initiates into the out to that touch and go into the inside clip. Really well done. Now he's got that clean air, a lot more confident from Substat up the hill. You see a quick little yank, tapping the brakes in the outside zone. Kaufman applying the pressure. Is that too much? Now Substat looks like he's finding his way with the course. You know, you got to think just the jitters here. First run, here we go into it. Oh, where Kaufman goes off.
He abandoned ship.
Kaufman had one more turn.
That might have been
Ransom will lead. Cam Sorensen. Oh no, excuse me. Cam Sorensen will lead. I apologize. Here we go. Cam Sorensen out front. Here goes Johnson in the chase. Cam big, massive angle there. Good initiation. Goes in again a little bit tighter than the judges wanted. That square is there for a reason. All right, goes and flirts with the rumble strips into the horseshoe. Dips that back left in. Oh, and Johnson straightens out. Looks like he might have gotten too aggressive. Had to back off. Now Cam completing the entirety of the run back up the hill.
Yeah, might have been some contact there right before interclip too, Jared.
Yeah, that Shelly initiates.
Contact there right before interclip too, Jared.
Yeah, that Shelly initiates. Whips it back in that first outside zone, past the inside clip. Cam just pokes out of that smoke. Well done. In the second outside zone, coming to outside zone 3 goes Shelly. Dips in, good angle from her. She takes that line again, kind of overshoots it. Cam has to navigate through the smoke. This is where that smoke signal gets you in a lot of trouble. There goes Cam through that inside. Here we go, Colette Davis out front, Fitman. The Fitman BMW. Comes in again, another slow roll, that trickle. Heischman in the chase position, that wall hugs Ford Mustang. Oh, gets wobbly in that chase position.
Yeah, I'm hearing a little misfire there coming from Heischman.
Oh yeah.
That thing's down a hole.
Yeah, that sounds like an impeller boat just sucking in some seaweed.
That's a great way to put a thing just
bogging in. You're like, you gotta put your hand up there, you gotta clench. She's just chilling. She's letting him swing and do his thing out front. Colette Davis kicks back, gets into formation. Good transition from Heischman. Same for Colette. Now coming up the hill. See, Heischman looks like no issues now. So whatever issue he had, now rips out of the keyhole. Tons of smoke. I can't even see him. Look at this. We're blinded.
Whiteout.
Yeah, that is an absolute whiteout. Back to the hill. Heischman and Colette. Pro Spec Seating Finals. And here comes the Fitbit BMW. Coming down in the other BMW, Cam Sorensen, 13 years young. Colette Davis, again, just rolling into it. Not a violent initiation. Just rolls into it. That allows Cam to get close, but again, the other driver backing off now. So Lunchboard, Colette going into the dirt quite a bit. That allows Cam to catch up. Does not create a nice, geez, Cam with that snappy exit of the horseshoe. Now coming back up the hill, right on it. I want to get that overhead view of what went down there. So that's got to throw you off just with like kind of a... Cam Sorensen gets the win. Cam Sorensen, 13 years old. The Sorensen trio, Cam, Amanda, and now, again, Brandon as well. Cam gets the win.
Restart
there. False start there, I assume. Rolled out. Roll out. Ludicrous called. He wants his rollout back. So Talaska will lead. Heischman giving chase. Heischman competed in the, again, the Pro Spec seating brackets yesterday. Were you watching Talaska in practice?
Oh yeah, he's been ripping.
Yeah,
for sure.
Has. He's got a good attitude. Really, really calm. Again, kind of him and Buchanan have that same kind of cool, goofy, nerdy drift energy.
Yeah, it must be a Midwest thing because Talaska's a Wisconsin homie too. So
in a great way, you know, just again, just from F1 to NASCAR to obviously drifting, everybody's got just these great personalities.
Absolutely.
And Formula Drift is full of them. So here we go. Corey Talaska out front, Heischman in that chase position. Here comes Talaska. Wow. Initiates. Wow, great. Yeah, definitely warrants a wow. Now, oh wow, coming through. Heischman dives through the smoke. You know, we saw him running last night. The Wallhugs Wallhugs Mustang, Talaska in that BMW out front. look at the fluidity here.
Yes.
This is what we're looking for. I really love the way they're utilizing all the track. Boom, Talaska puts it, that front left box here in Atlanta. Kelsey Rawlings and Havich will come down the hill. Here comes Kelsey Rawlings. And Jace now in that nonstop tuning. Yep, Havoc, thank you so much. Ooh, Kelsey, little correction there. Heart on the hood as Havoc now into, banging doors, banging, grinding into that door of Kelsey Rawlings. Now coming back down the hill.
Oh, another contact.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Kelsey and Jace going hard on the wall. Let's make sure they're okay. Pulling the pin.
That's what happened to Casey in practice. There was contact in that transition, and only he went the wall. This is unfortunate. Yep, the wall moved.
Could see Kelsey moving. That's good. Just want to make sure they're okay. Get thumbs up, make sure they're all right. English, send them down the hill. Cole Richards and Colette Davis. Cole and Colette. Rolling Cole down the hill. Richards across the nose of the BMW. We'll see if Colette's handbrake is back up to snuff. I know she had some issues yesterday in the seating brackets, but she is right there. Coming out into this third outside zone, gets all the way out there. Colette comes a bit short there. Great placement by Cole Richards. See Colette and those high-vis OMPs being showcased here. Cole, he knows his course. He knows it well.
Clinic, Jared. That was
not be able to pull the line. So it looks like Talaska will get a bye run on 16 going into 8. But here we go back to this battle. Colette Davis and Cole Richards. Colette Davis out front. That pink nose BMW coming down the hill. Quite a contrast here. You know, the bright high neon versus the dark menacing 86. Now coming up the hill comes Colette. A lot more confident out front into that second and now third outside zone. Puts it perfectly. Well done by Colette Davis. Very smooth. Just performing surgery in that keyhole. That was some of the best driving I've seen up there. Little tight on that inside clip. First turn and burn of our top 16. Max on the start line. Thank you to our Formula Drift staff. Thank you to Road Atlanta staff for the hospitality and expediting, cleaning the track, and getting it going. Here we go. Lights are on. Once they extinguish, they could leave the start line. Boom. There we go. All right, out front, Buchanan, Davis in the chase position. Buchanan drops in front, tip to tail, into that first outside zone.
Hello.
Big initiation, quick little correction. Buchanan flirts with the edge of the track. Now powers up the hill. Good transition for him into outside zone 2. Gonna need to see that overhead. Puts the car where it needs to be in outside zone 3. Now tightening it up. Put another notch in the belt, past that inside clip, and a good fluid run outside of the keyhole. And Buchanan transitions. Again, very tight on the inside clip. One prospect, Cam Sorensen leading Adam Knappich. There goes Sorensen down the hill, initiating. Big angle there from Cam Sorensen, 13 years young. Comes out of it a little bit, but does massage it into that inside clip box. Now in outside zone 2. Now going into 3. He does come up a bit short there, but Knappich, he is way short, does hit that inside clip. Nice fluid exit of the keyhole. And Knappich really trying to grasp that straws in. Cam Sorensen, nasty flick across the finish line. Cam Sorensen, and he comes up here when you go down under and you see the elevation. So there's a lot. So speaking of elevation, who's going to inside clip coming up to outside zone 2. That car is slingshotting up the hill. Oh boy. Trevor Root attacks, has to back off. Still kept the composure.
I like it.
That could have been way uglier. We've seen a lot of contact already in 32 and 16.
I like it.
That could have been way uglier. We've seen a lot of contact already in 32 and 16. Chen, aggressive snapback. Very aggressive snap handbrake.
Yeah, let's see how
this is very, very precarious going in. And, you know, we saw this earlier with Colette Davis. Oh, he is throwing some gangster angle here. So throws it in. It fights back, and now he whips it on in once again into second outside zone. How is this going to go? Wow, he is driving off momentum right now. You got to think, now how is this going to change? Because right here, you give a quick little yank, and Houman Rahimi dives in on the inside. Cole Richards snaps back once again. This is unhinged. Wow, great. Whoa. Brudski up front. We'll get to that. Here we go. Brudski, Rahimi, initiating into that first outside zone. Now coming through very smooth. Rahimi in that chase position. Brudski ripping up. This is what we could talk about, the Brudski slingshot. Boom, right on it. Houman Rahimi being aggressive. He is only Houman, but that's exactly what he needs to be. Be him. Be you. I am him. Himothy Shalom. He'd love to break that record. Buchanan out front. Corey Talaska keeping calm, he says, as Buchanan comes in that first inside clip. Here comes Corey. There it is. Buchanan coming up the hill in outside zone 2. Now into outside zone 3. Buchanan fills all of it. Talaska. He does keep that proximity. I feel like this is a fighting the gremlin on his back right now for Talaska. Buchanan bringing it across that inside clip. Good straightforward. You guys are here. The Link Engine Management. The nitrous is purged. The fans are ready. This guy, go to heaven, brother. That's what it says on your shirt. But who is going to go to heaven? Who's going to catch that big old mouth bass? So you got that Bass Pro Shop Club. We're stacking racket, and you are in a staring contest. You're going to lose, brother. Keep on talking. Don't smile. No cracking for that young man, because we are ready to send it at Atlanta. Here we go. Once the lights extinguish right in between them, there you go. Lick the stamp and send it. COD, cash on delivery. Brudski out front, Talaska in the chase position. New BMW, old BMW. Regardless, the BMW is going to get the victory. Transition into that first outside zone, into inside clip 1. There goes Brudski, a little tight. Talaska tucks into the smoke. Now up to that second outside zone goes Brudski. Talaska needs to massage it out there. Gets a little twitchy there, going to that third outside zone. Into the flow ground, exiting out of the horseshoe. Into that final inside clip. How are they going to manage? Little deep on that. We'd like to see him push out and massage it. Again, that lead driver needs to create that good platform for that chase car to put the car in the right places. Brudski pretty aggressive on inside clip. Last time, who's going to come out on top? Can Corey Talaska defeat the dragon? That is Dmitry Brudski. Here we go. Talaska out front. Brudski in the chase position. Coming down that big menacing hill. Let's see how he initiates into that first outside zone. Uses all the course, taps the rumble strip, hits that inside clip. Here goes Talaska. Brudski wavering up the hill. Here comes Talaska, second outside zone. Gets to that third outside zone, nails it. Brudski a little tighter there, a lot more rock solid, hits that inside clip. Brudski falls back now, dives in as they exit out. Here comes Talaska into that last inside clip, Brudski dives in. Brudski not giving him any room. Well done by Corey Talaska, unanimously gets the win. Talaska gets the victory and conquers the dragon. He takes out Buchanan, and in second place, Dmitry Brudski gets second place here at Road Atlanta. Congratulations to Corey Talaska, Dmitry Brudski in second, and Cody Buchanan there in third. Congratulations, smiles all around, a great effort. Talaska, just seeing him the other night at Type S Night Lights, a different Talaska, a little more cool, calm, still having fun. Getting junior, playing a little bit of spoiler here with 2 rounds of the 8 of the FD Championship. He caught fire earlier in practice. Here we go. Who's advancing on? Again, for clarification, Daigo seated 7th, Vaughn Git Jr. seated 10th in this seeding bracket. Here we go. Daigo Saito, Juka Racing, got that big liberty coming down the hill. Here comes Daigo Saito, Vaughn Git Jr. nipping at his heels. Dishing that first outside zone. Daigo Saito talking about that steering box. Daigo Saito flirting with the dirt now, coming into that second outside zone or into the third outside zone. Here goes Daigo and Vaughn Git Jr. applying the pressure. There's a tire fire for Daigo Saito. He ignites just like Vaughn Git Jr. did earlier in practice. Vaughn Git Jr. great proximity on transitioning path into that driving box. And well done by Daigo, using all of the course. Respect, making the jump to pro, and he's doing double duty. Here we go. Shanahan out front, Brudski in the chase position. Here comes Jack Shanahan ripping that BMW. Looks like Dmitry Brudski comes in hot. Shanahan flings that thing way aggressively. Look at that snap. Into that second outside zone, goes into the keyhole. Here goes Shanahan into third. Brudski comes up a bit shallow, filling that steering box. Now coming out of that keyhole, how's Shanahan gonna do? Works all the corners. Very natural flow. You can see that bump. Rutsky taking a tighter line. Shanahan puts that front left into that by comparison. So Novak, great lead run, maybe forcing error on Osoli's side. I wouldn't even say Osoli has an advantage. Just as again, that initiation seemed to have been timid going into that inside clip. Now coming up the hill, there goes Novak. He gets into the dirt a little bit, and look at Osoli, just really hammering down, banging on his door. Osoli with the composure and the aggressiveness, knocking out the bumper, rolling out the side. Coming down into the bowl. Here we go. All right, here we go. Austin Mata, Andy Haley, who is moving on to go against D-Mads, Derek Madison. Here we are in the grade 8 of our seeding brackets. These guys are both already in the show for Saturday's game day. Haley, a little bit of you can see him shucking and jiving. Austin, very settled. The car is poised. Excuse me, look at that. Comes in that third outside zone. Fills it absolutely spot on by Austin Mata. He does escape that front inside clip. Now let's see how he navigates this. It looks like he is actually on it. All right, so there it is.
5 part, as you always say. And yeah, Derek just feeling like he's got things sorted.
Yeah, it was
knocking on wood.
Yeah, there you
knocking
go.
On a lot of wood.
Announcer's curse, alive and well. D-Mads, Derek Madison, regardless, this is when you want something to go wrong because it is not dire straits right now. Basically, what they need to do is really find the flow, get into it. Just as Ryan Literal goes right into it. We just saw him run Fetty, and look at Derek Madison. Good transition from him. Comes on up, that coilover depot, now into the keyhole. Look at Literal, very close in proximity to that thing and knock it down. Here we go, Ryan Literal into that inside clip. Whoa! Again, hitting
no.
D-Mads, he is way back there.
Whoa!
Literal, what is happening? All right, so calamity ensues here. Looked like they might have bashed.
Yeah, so
Austin Mata gets the win. Mata 2-1 gets the victory. Comes out on top. Connor O'Sullivan, Osoli gets second place. Congratulations, the Warrior takes one to the face, but it was a hard battle. Again, congratulations, Austin Osoli. So he's got a lot of seat time behind the wheel. That Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, and Ben Hobson will lead. He's on Nitto tires coming down the hill. Simon Olsen, great looking car, but want to see it look even better on top of the box. Here we go, Ben Hobson uses all the course initiates, then we walk into that first outside zone, tightens the inside clip. Now see that box on the track, that's where we want to see that front right, and it becomes the inside clip number 3. Ben Hobson, great side by coming into outside zone 3. That was perfect, really well executed. Right on, again, there's the flowgram as they exit out of the keyhole. Getting into that, you can see a little bump there, and now transitioning into what was the first inside clip is now the last inside clip. So 4-rep battle. We got Shanahan versus Forsberg. Forsberg will lead in that NOS energy drink. Nismo, all new Nissan Z, and Shanahan chasing down the BMW, the strong wheels, going around. Forsberg down the hill, initiating. Whoa! Shanahan wrong way! And Shanahan goes into the wall. Forsberg does need to complete this.
They'll probably yellow flag him coming around, but yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody going cross. Yeah, there we go. So caution for Forsberg.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely independent. That was just so peculiar. He went to initiate and it just did not snap back and goes just right into the wall. Now that wall has just taken a lot of cars out this weekend, but have not seen that.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. Oh man. The big thing is he did kind of flash a hand out the window. Looks like he's okay. So, you know, that's the main thing here is that Jack's all right. Dang.
Such a bummer. Again, anticipating Shanahan. There he is outside of the car. I know Jack is just a very lovable human being. Great guy. Make some noise for Jack Shanahan, if you will. The Shanahans. Number 1 seeded driver after victory in Long Beach. Nick Novak coming down the hill. Kenda Tires. BMW now coming sliding into that first outside zone. You see Frederick Osbo kind of crawling in. Ooh, that is not a good sign there. That trunk opening up. Again, both these guys on Kenda's coming now into outside zone 3. Frederick Oswald gets bumped across the track into outside zone 3, and that is not a good sign there. Don't know if the bump actually caused it to open. That could be an issue, but Freddie's still trying to salvage somewhat of a run here. Didn't know if, again, you're gonna have to take that overhead view.
See how I drove in seating?
Got
Do
it,
that.
dude. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Gangster initiation. So as smooth as Brandon was, here goes Tommy. Don't know how much practice they saw against each other. You know, what is Cam telling him as far as Tommy Lemaire's setup? And Brandon gave his brother flowers. Says, dude, he's doing things a man and I have not done. You know, call it young, dumb, and ready to throw down, but he is doing it. And here goes Tommy Lemaire into that outside zone. So with Tommy in that clean air, looking really, really good. Brandon, you can see him pedaling back, having a little bit of, you know, just holding back just a little bit. Reservation going into that final inside clip. And Sorensen, I believe, did just enough there. Taking a look at it once again, it's that start chicane. Andy Haley comes down the hill. Here comes Odie Bakshi, field suspension, S-chassis. Good drag in the handbrake. Andy Haley lays back a little bit, but you see him wrapping around the inside clip. Odie, look at the power and the angle coming up the hill. That Vortex Supercharger winding away, and look at just flirting with the edge of the track. This is exactly what you want to do. I mean, this is putting the car in all the right places. This is what the judge want to see. Look at the placement of the car.
Yeah.
Boom, right on it. Probably one of the best lead runs we've seen here today, given the condition. Holy cow, what a big jump here. Bonkin Jr. out front, tip the tail. Yes, sir, big angle there. Bonkin Jr. goes in tight on the inside clip, now transitioning, pulling that front right off the ground. The RTR, the Nitto tires on the corners into that third outside zone, and here we are once again. Boom, Bonkin Jr. hits that inside clip. James, he narrowly lets him pass. He lets him on through, but James back to the side of the other Ford Mustang, bringing it on home. Let him know you're here. Different outcome.
I'm so hungry now.
The meat is sweaty and ready. Here we go. Daigo Saito out front. Ijuku Racing, Jerry Yang, GT Radial. 86 comes up the hill. Shanahan powering up as well. He's on GT Radial, all GT Radial, all 86. Into that third outside zone. Shanahan, we're not even talking about that. That's a new car for Shanahan. But he makes it seem like his old trusty steed, and very aggressive. He is not letting Saito get away, and Shanahan, the
proximity, but solid run from Fede. You know, good line throughout the most of it. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't straightening the car up. He wasn't doing anything crazy. So it was a good run.
Both the drivers have some areas of improvement, but overall, they kept it between the lines. Here goes Federico Sharifo. He wraps it around the inside clip. Again, that's not where you want to be. Throw some more angle at it. Look at that right there. Angle! That is gonna, that's gonna be all she wrote. So Adam LZ, that's gonna be all she wrote. So Adam LZ, he passes.
We're gonna double pass.
Okay, we got it. Federico. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
I think that was just out front in, actually both these guys, both Norwegian, both in Mark V Supras, two very different driving styles and drivers. But here we go now into that first inside clip. Simon Wilson looking a lot cleaner in that chase position, or excuse me, in the lead position. In the chase position, got very disrupted. Look at Frederick Osbo, regardless of the wet, he is still twisting the screws on Simon Olsen. Now there we have that inside clip. They want to get that front right into that square. There's a flow zone out there now. The first inside clip, ooh, it looks like Frederick Osbo did impede a little bit on Simon Olsen. He does continue on to the course, so some great nav. Ideally, we get some dry conditions here. Don't know if we're going to see him in 16. Ideally, we whittle down to 8, so that way everybody's seen wet, and then we see drier conditions. All right, Ken Gushi now out front in that Ready Toyota GR86. Look at Odie stuck to him.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it looked like he just had a magnet next to him. He was absolutely stuck to his door now coming in. And look at Gushi, just putting the car exactly where it needs to be, even in the wet conditions. These are slippery. And look at out to the outside zone. Oh, we got tire on tire.
Yeah.
Wow. Does not disrupt the attitude of the vehicles. They continue on pace. Slow it may be, is still, kids, don't try this at home. Ripping around is Ken Gushi in the lead and coming back up the hill. Ken, that was really commendable. James Dean, it's like wrestling a pig, and then you realize the pig is just having fun.
Just having fun.
Got it, just clarifying.
Gotcha.
Jeff Jones out front, going against, by no means is James Dean a pig. He is an absolute weapon, man. This guy is
he is roasting those Nitto tires. That's about it, and well done by Jeff Jones out front, that Evil Auto Works Nissan 370Z, but you can see just the prowess and the menacing Ford Mustang in the rearview mirror, and you see the attitude of the car. Jeff Jones, very fluid out front, but look at James, you can see just chomping at the bit. He knows the setup too. He's like, give it to me loose, you know, give it to me, this is how I want it. He knows what he likes, he knows what he wants. And again, Jeff a little hiccupy, and he got third place at round 1. We know he is absolutely built for greatness, and Jonathan Castro, he knows how to drive in the wet as well. You know, Dominican. Oh boy, Adam Elsie, what? Massive angle, holds on, it snaps back. Castro actually, I felt like Castro was like kind and like opened the door for him and said, here you go, sir, and let him go on by. That could have been very hairy and scary coming out through the keyhole on that inside clip. Adam LZ has had some insane battles earlier. If you were watching with Federico Sharifo, roll that tape if you haven't seen it. Him against a Ferrari earlier on in 32, and here comes Adam LZ back up the hill. And as they pop lock drive in the wet, and coincidentally, the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla will lead us. Ryan Turk behind the wheel. Dylan the Dozer Hughes in that chase car, which is the royal purple BMW. Here we go in that first outside zone. Consistent, and Ryan Turk knows how to drive in the wet. Like I said, he got the worst conditions of anybody in top 32 when he got that victory over Ryan Literal. Now coming into that third outside zone, hopping his way in, Dylan Hughes, almost exceeding the Toyota GR Corolla, the 5-door hot hatch coming out of the keyhole. The royal purple BMW, royal purple running through the veins. O'Reilly Auto Parts available there, as well as Rain-X now coming back up the hill, tying into that rumble strip, blue and yellow, almost drawn to it like a magnet, and heading back up. So some moments of greatness, Gucci at Formula Drift Japan. So again, both Gucci and Hero driving in Formula Drift Japan. Where are they going to land here in Atlanta? Here goes Hiro Manoa across the nose of that Toyota GR Supra, now coming in to that inside clip. You can see that line, not as drastic, you kind of flow through it and past that inside clip. Frederick Osmo dipping that front right Kenda tire into that dirt area. And man, listen, I think rap. You can just hear it. Sounds like a jet ski out there. Might even be a jet ski with that roost coming out the back of the Toyota. That was a very aggressive transition by both the drivers. Here goes Hiro into that final inside clip. Frederick Osmo dives in on the inside, tries to make X Factor move on Hiro Manoa, but they go tip to tail and head back up. Is something special, and we'll see if we see something special here from Sorensen or Bakshis. I'm thinking Sorensen's really going to try to go for it. He lives in Las Vegas. The train is coming down. You can really see it in the headlights. He barely just nicks it with that front left. Odie Bakshis, you know, I think he is very talented in the rain as well. So I think he's going to have more of a composed. He's going to have more of a composure here. Ooh, just like that. Oh, we got bashing here. We are banging doors as Brandon Sorensen, Odie Bakshis. Look at Odie. Just like say that he's just going for it right now. I don't know if that's the smartest move for Odie Bakshis in that chase position, and Sorensen navigating it here. So again, we saw the concept. We'll have the clean air. James Dean's a real threat in the chase position, but has he driven against Matt in the wet? Here we go, Matt Field initiates. Oh wow, what a good sweeping entry by Matt Field. James Dean giving him a little bit of room, but did he give him too much? Now coming to the second outside zone? Nope, he did not, because he reeled him in like a big mouth bass. Now into that third outside zone, flirting with the edge of the track goes Matt Field, dials it in. James Dean, he is giving himself too much of a buffer, because Matt Field, that Borla Heatwave Lean Customs Corvette, is hitting the marks. And here comes James Dean again in Orlando. James Dean leads. Jonathan Castro in the chase position. James Dean, big angle for him, goes into that inside clip, overshoots it. Castro, good composure from him. He has to re-enter and recalibrate into the second outside zone. Goes James Dean. Castro gets a little wobbly going into that third outside zone. Comes up short, good proximity from Jonathan Castro in the Methodon Toyota GR86. Takes a bit shallower line. James Dean swings it wide. Good proximity from Castro. Again, once again, has to back off, reinitiates here. So sloppy on both sides. James Dean, one of the best drifters here in the field without a championship. Here we go. Frederick Osmo, 3-time champion, coming down the hill. in that Toyota GR Supra. Can switch into Kenda tires this year. Ooh, Odie Boxes, that's what he's trying to drop it in the pocket. That's what you're talking about, Reese. That's what Turk wanted to do. Now coming back into that second outside zone goes the Toyota Supra. Frederick Osmo brings it on in very delicately into the third outside zone. Now on the inside clip, perfect. Look at that right Kenda tire just dipping right into that box. And here goes the GT Radials turning on Odie Boxes, chasing him down. Now coming back up the hill goes Freddie and Odie Boxes. Nice run. Dialing it in, James Dean. Barely some room in between the Supra and the Mustang into that third.